What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Salute to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about this 20-year-old substitute teacher out of Lakeland, Florida, who got caught having relations with a younger male that may have been in her class. I'm not particularly sure, but he's under 16 or at or younger than 16. She's 20. And she got caught and she's busted, and I believe she's still incarcerated, and she's going to be there until next year, at the start of January, because of this a choice that she made ultimately. I think GEDs as well. Opportunity to be, they changed the requirements to be a substitute teacher. I guess it's become difficult to find substitute teachers. I remember back in the day, substitute teachers, you know, they were like the fun day almost, you know, because they really wouldn't enforce anything. They were just there, you know, and that's when, you know, a lot of kids would just act up or just talk or do whatever, not really pay attention. So a lot of those substitute teachers are basically babysitters. And with her being 20 and her not being too far removed from high school, I think that plays a part into why she did this. But again, you have to have boundaries. You have to have boundaries, because if men are supposed to have boundaries when it comes to young girls, see, we don't get the excuses. They can't say, well, he was just in high school a couple years ago. No. If we're caught in a position of authority, like say a teacher or a substitute teacher, and it's found out that, you know, there has been relations had, that guy is going to be thrown under the jail. That's just how it is. And I think this young lady should be treated the same way. So let's get into this article from the NY Post. It says a Florida substitute teacher was busted having relations with a teenage student who allegedly shared one of their trysts in a Snapchat video, law enforcement officials said. First of all, when you're having relations with a young man who's a teenager, you really think he's not going to tell other people? Do you really think he's not going to show evidence of it? This is why I call her thirsty, because he recorded himself having relations with her, allegedly. But there are people who've seen the video because he sent the video out. You were that thirsty to be with him that you allowed yourself to be recorded and have relations with him multiple times? Ayanna Davis, who's 20, a substitute English teacher at Lakeland High School, was arrested on Friday after she admitted to having unprotected relations with the student 4 times. So she knew better. It ain't no just one time like, oh, I didn't know. 4 times she slept with him. Twice at her house and twice at the victim's house. Because yes, whether y'all like it or not, he's a victim. The Polk County Sheriff's Office said in a news release, Davis' admission matched with the statements made by the victim, whose exact age wasn't disclosed but is listed in a release as 16 years old or younger. Authorities launched a probe of the teacher on December 3rd after a student informed the school resource officer that a Snapchat video was circulating that showed Davis having relations with the student. I told you, man, social media gonna get you caught up every time, man. Social media is gonna get a lot of you caught up every single time, man. She really think he wasn't gonna show nobody? The video was reportedly shown to a large group of the school's football team. So I believe he plays for the football team. So he probably looked a little bit more physically mature for his age, but there's still no excuse for it. Law enforcement officials have not yet been able to view the video, but are working on tracking it down. I know it's out there someplace, Sheriff Grady Judd told WFLA. After her interview with police, Davis was charged by the sheriff's office with 2 counts of battery by a custodian and offenses against students by an authority figure. She additionally was charged with 2 counts of the act, battery, by the Lakeland Police Department. This is clear violation A battery law, she was in a position of influence over the victim, and she took advantage of that for her own twisted pleasure. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, these girls, man, they have a very their mentality. They have a very immature mentality. They say women mature faster than men. I don't believe that anymore, because you still have stories. This is one of dozens, if not hundreds, of stories that I have read over the years or have known about of female teachers having relations with their male students. I even saw an article where it detailed there was a woman that basically got it in with 2 male students at a hotel. And these female teachers, now again, she's a substitute teacher, but these female teachers are running crazy out here, right? And one of the things I noticed from these female teachers, that some of them have not looked bad at all. They look like women who are attractive enough to be able to attract a man their own age, but they don't want that. They get around these young boys, yes, because they're young boys, and they just lose their mind. It's almost like the teenage them come out of them when they're around these young boys. Maybe they're getting attention from young boys, the type of young boys they were never able to get attention from when they were in high school, because that's what it seems like. She made her first court appearance on December 11th when a $60,000 bond was ordered for all 5 charges. She is scheduled to be arraigned on January 10th, 2022. According to officials, Davis is not a Polk County public school employee, but she served at Lakeland High School as a substitute teacher through staffing company Kelly Education Services, through a staffing agency. The company has been instructed that Davis is no longer able to work in any Polk County public schools, officials said. We expect substitute teachers to uphold the same standards of conduct and professionalism as our full-time educators, says Superintendent Frederick Heed in a statement. The charges against this person are disgraceful and are a complete violation of trust, and that the teachers build with their students. There is no room in our schools for this type of conduct. The Polk County School District changed the policy in October, permitting anyone 20 years old or older with a high school diploma or GED to be a substitute teacher, according to WFLA, because they probably had a hard time finding substitute teachers. They might need to figure out a way to deal with to fix those things, man. But this is what happens, man, when you take these young girls who barely out of high school, you put them back in that environment. They're not going to be able to deal with it well. And obviously she wasn't able to. Now, I was doing some research on social media. I believe I may have found her Twitter page and her Instagram. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not going to link it because I'm not sure. Both of the accounts are locked. The tweets are protected. So maybe that is her. Or maybe that was a family member that went and tried to lock everything down. Listen, man, we have to hold these women accountable just as much as men. I have seen way more stories of female teachers having relations with their male students. I haven't seen very many stories of male teachers having relations with their female students. I haven't seen a lot of them, if any, recently. But I do see so many of these women getting caught with these younger males. I don't understand how they think that's going to be a secret. You're with an adolescent, but you're with a teenage boy that is going to brag about what he did. He's not going to keep that secret. So I don't understand why these women end up having relations with these young males thinking that they're going to keep it quiet. That's not going to happen. I remember when I left high school and I started attending a local college, right? That was like maybe, what is it? Maybe a year or so after I left high school. There was this guy that went to the same high school as me. He had just graduated. He told me he had relations with the assistant principal. Now, the assistant principal was this very curvaceous, thick as hell, Caucasian female, right? Blonde, right? Blonde, blue hair, right? Not blue hair, blonde hair, blue-eyed. And I had knew of her when I was in high school because a lot of dudes would go and hang out in her office, right? And you would notice her, like when you saw her, okay? But she wasn't, like, she was very covered up, you know, head to toe. She wasn't overtly showing off her body, right? That might have changed recently because the way things are now. But he told me he had relations with her. He said it so casually. And the way that those guys would hang out in her office, I would not be shocked. I seriously would not have been shocked. That's just how things are, man. It's the mentality that counts. Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you like this video and share it.